Welcome everybody. This is Ed and Chris, and we're here to do virtual wine tastings with you via Old North State Winery right down here in the barrel room, with our winemaker lets us borrow his space for a little bit on Thursday nights. We like to do a 4 wine, different international wines every week. We cover 200 a year. It's a fantastic way to learn wines. And of course, Chef Chris here pairs little bites or hors d'oeuvres, if you will, but they're really high end, and they really give you a better understanding of why food and wine work so well together. And we do that every Thursday night in downtown Mount Airy, North Carolina at 6 p.m. We have bunches of people already signed up for this week. It is a very social thing, and it's more than just good food and good wine. It's good people.
It is. It is. It's a great event each and every week. Always something to look forward to.
But every week we also choose 2 of those 4 wines to showcase to you in a virtual manner, so that you can still enjoy learning about wine at home. So for those of you that can't be here with us, we're so happy to have you here on our YouTube channel tasting along with us. If you want to be a part of this, just give us a call on Wednesday or early Thursday, and we will put together a tasting packet for you to pick up Thursday afternoon, and then you can taste along at your leisure on this fine channel.
Absolutely. What better way to enjoy?
Yeah, we're really fortunate to have this format, and Chef Chris and I squeeze in the video whenever we can. Today we just finished a chef's table luncheon, which was really fun. We had some.
Yeah, it's lovely.
We had some old friends, old customers from the old mill up in Southwest Virginia that used to come visit me quite a bit, and when Chris was up there as well. And now they've followed us down here to Old North State Winery, and they're really singing the praises of Chef Chris's cuisine and enjoying the wines that we find to pair with them.
That was quite a journey around the world you served up today.
Wow. I mean, but look at
4 different countries.
Yeah, the food though.
4
Chef.
continents.
Yeah, we were all over the place, that's for sure. But that food was banging. So, well, we're going to start off with some maybe a lesser known varietal, but I think it's important to know about. Now, Chef Chris and I admittedly didn't know much about this grape. I tasted this a couple weeks ago, and I just fell in love with it right away. And it being the Spanish name of Garnacha Blanca. This is from Latido. This is from the Navarre region, which is one of the bigger regions, if not the biggest. I'm not exactly sure if it is the biggest, but it is huge. It's right beside, actually butts up to Rioja, but it's much larger than Rioja. And it's really known for really like risottos more than anything. But you're starting to see like Tempranillo and Syrahs and Garnachas and whites coming out of this area. This grape, Chef Chris, I did discover that we have had it. We've just had it in blends. We have it because Chef Chris and I are huge Chateauneuf de Pop fans, and Grenache Blanc, which is the same thing, just in a different language, grows. Which, if you think about it, I mean, Spain and France are kissing one another, and so it's not really that far of a stretch for these grapes to be intermingled between the 2 countries. So, and Navarre is right up near the border. So, if you look at a map of a European map, they're really close regions to one another in the big scheme of things. So, not a big surprise here. But I don't ever remember having anything in a single varietal form before.
Right.
This.
I mean, to see it in this format is really cool. This is delicious.
So, one of the things this grape is known for is its ability to produce high alcohol. That's a check in one of my boxes.
Check.
It also has the ability to have high acidity, which is also another one of my check of my boxes.
Check.
Because I'm particularly this time of year, Chef, I want that assertive, that bright.
Gotta have it.
And here you have I guess zesty might be or peppy, or it's got a little zing to it, right? And boy, what a fun wine to drink any time of the day or any month of the year, but particularly this time of year.
But despite those adjectives, it has good weight.
It absolutely does.
I think that was the first thing that struck me, is that it doesn't fall off your tongue. It really sits on the palate and
Absolutely.
got a great weight.
That's a great great catch there, Chef, because it has beautiful texture, and it does have really beautiful citrus notes here. It actually, since I did say zesty, I'll have to double down on that because it does taste a lot like lime zest to me. And beautiful minerality here. There's a chalkiness. It's just really a stunning, inexpensive wine too, which is another big bonus that you're going to get something for under $20 that you're absolutely going to love and probably share. If some people might share. I don't know. I'm on my hour. I'll share it with you, Chef.
Yeah, you're a sharer.
But if I'll be honest with you, if I open this bottle, I might go right through it without letting anybody know.
It would be easy to do.
It is absolutely. Maybe it's just because it's the kind of wine that I like, but this is a lot of fun. Stainless steel here, of course, and just a really fresh, vibrant wine. If you like Sauvignon Blancs, I would say this would probably fall in your wheel well. It doesn't have the herbaceousness or the vegetal greenness, but structurally that brightness really catches on. But man, with that, like you said, the texture thing
it just hangs right.
makes
in
it even better.
But it is very Sauv Blanc-esque, and that is true. If you are partial to those, you'll be right at home in this glass.
Yeah, it's not quite as assertive as like a Picpoul, which we're also big fans of, because that can be quite assertive. I think it's somewhere between Sauv Blanc and Picpoul. I think somewhere there, and so a little bit of that tingle at the back. Your mouth starts watering. It's a really good thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
And of course, this would go, I would think, Chef, with just about any kind of cheese, any kind of seafood, maybe even probably some more of those kind of ethnic things, like probably any kind of Asian cuisine, probably.
Oh, you better believe it. Believe it.
Maybe even some Mexican cuisine.
It would.
Perhaps, yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. It's what we're going to do is like a confit of tuna.
Oh,
almost
cool.
Like a olive oil poached tuna.
Okay.
Very, very low heat. We're just going to let it fall apart, and we're going to have some of those lovely poblano peppers.
Nice.
And with that, I think it's gonna be great. Also, we're still getting tons of beautiful local tomatoes. Of course, the acid on that's really going to help too. I think it'll be bright and fun.
Absolutely.
It's going to be great. Getting really gorgeous stuff is always in right now, and be a great summertime pairing. Even though it's a little cooler, but probably more where it should be instead of cool. It probably feels cooler than it really is because it's been so hot. But it's nice to have this break.
We did get a nice relief this week, so it's still summer, but it's not nearly as devastating on your soul.
God, it's been a hard one.
Yeah.
It's been a hard one, but getting our relief now, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, something to think about when you're tasting these wines is, the history behind these regions and why that they're so popular and why they're making such delicious wines. I mean, these vines are very, very old. That's another key to the success of this wine and this wine region. You have vines that are decades old, so the concentration of fruit and probably some of that textural component. I always find that the older vines tend to have better structure or mouthfeel rather. And then you have a region that dates back to the Roman Empire. We're talking about wine. That's just unfathomable to our country, or we're just kind of in our infancy of winemaking. But these are the places that we learn from, and to produce a wine that tastes different, but all the tens of thousands of different wines. I mean, it's just so impressive to have this wine in your glass. And if there's something that you have an itch for, this is a pretty specific flavor profile and texture. It's going to be hard to get that from another varietal. So that's what I really dig about this, is when you find these wines that they're unique, but they're also something that you can get a taste for and not just have to settle for one varietal or two. You can reach out there and have something special like this.
And to get all of these wonderful attributes at that price point. You would normally have to spend up double that to get to a wine that has all these characteristics. So great value again, or you're always finding these.
This is super clean too. I mean, the finish is really, it's almost, in the mid palate, you think that your palate's going to get crushed.
Right. Oh,
But then
yeah.
it just a beautiful soft finish.
Gives you a break.
Yep.
And you're ready for another sip. It doesn't knock you over, although you think it's going too early. This is just tremendous.
That's going to be a keeper right there for the old Badgett household. I can tell you that right now.
Nice.
I want to come back to that.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I think I know how I'm going to finish my afternoon.
With
Drinking Latido
Garnacha
Blanca.
Blanca.
Yeah. All right, well, this is more of a classic, a Chilean classic. This is Cousino-Macul. This is Chef Chris and I's one of our favorite wineries in the world. We just love what they're doing down there in the Maipo Valley. If you haven't had Chilean wines, you should definitely consider it. I guess at some point people are introduced to them in a kind of value way, but they're also making extremely fine wines as well. Of course, the Montez family comes to mind right away.
Right away.
But Cousino-Macul, I think we did a magnum of this recently, didn't we?
We did, and
For one of our mini holiday exchanges.
and Cousino-Macul certainly belongs in the same conversation as Montez. Wow.
Look at that beautiful
Wow.
cork. Look at that. That looks like a stamp of black
Ink stamp.
Like, yeah. So
That's really impressive.
this is a 2015. And Cousino-Macul is like that classic Bordeaux blend of Cab heavy with Merlot light in percentage-wise. But also they add a little Syrah here. I would imagine that every year the percentages are changed a little tiny bit. I honestly don't know what they are. I always think of this as a Bordeaux blend with Syrah. That's kind of the way I remember it every year. And obviously this is a very ageable wine. Terrae is a, gosh, it's so glary here. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. It is a very well-known blend. I think most restaurant people are very familiar with it. It's probably one of the most popular Chilean wines in restaurants, and rightfully so. It is it's a perfect blend for me in terms of being very typical of place. Yeah, it's very Chilean in style, but also very respected in terms of technique and kind of old school French technique. We are seeing oak influence here, but not like your typical New World influence, which would, obviously California comes to mind. We have 100% new French oak. Here you have much more reserved, only about 50% new oak here. So somewhat more reserved. I kind of think, when I think of the old world, I think certainly more reserved oak. So this is kind of an ode to the old school. Big nose here. The color is a little bit lighter than you would probably expect, but don't let the color fool you. It's not a dainty wine.
This is an absolute beast of a wine on the bouquet, on the nose, on the mouth. The flavors are just they're all over the place.
It's funny, Chef. This is 7 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember when they say 2015, they were probably harvesting in February. So this has an extra half year on it from what in terms of what we associate a vintage with here in the States. We think of, September, October probably, or August, September, maybe in October. And there we're talking about February, March harvest. So somewhat of a different growing season, about 6 months older usually on the label. But Chef, this is it's got it all. But you know what? What I love about this is the all the fruit and all the obviously the oak influence is certainly here, but it does not impede on the fruit. It only frames it and highlights it and adds another layer.
Huge fruit. Huge everything. I mean, the oak is there, the fruit is there, the licorice, the spice,
Yes.
I mean, it's just, it's
I was
it's
I was
a
tasting
big
this.
wine.
I was tasting this with Carrie, one of my many talented people in my life that helped me with understanding the wine world. His portfolio has this, and we were at a little intimate tasting at Nobles down in Winston, and we were having this. I guess it was back in the spring. I can't remember, but I was like, man, there is something in there that I just can't pinpoint what it is. And he looks at me and goes, well, I always get peaches out of this. And I'm like, gosh, I mean, that's totally exactly what I want. But, you know, you don't typically think of that from a red wine. I mean, your go-to is you're thinking red fruits and the things you would typically think of, like berries and things of that in a red wine. And you think more like stone fruit probably in white wines, but there is some element of stone fruit in here, which is another gem of a find, in my opinion, because you just don't expect it.
Well, you know, and I think, you know, when you think about when you start cooking in late summer and early fall, especially in desserts, peaches and nectarines, that sort of thing, going right into red wine.
Sure, yeah.
To cook, to make a dessert. So in that sense, it makes sense. But
sure.
You normally a peach or a nectarine, you would throw at a white wine, but
right.
all over this.
Yeah. So.
But a stewed version.
Not
Not an off the tree version.
Right. Absolutely. But that is one of the many things you'll get in here. Of course, the chef mentioned licorice, and that's, I mean, it is big time licorice, and that's really, to me, where I kind of feel like that's the Bordeaux. That's the, you know, these two grapes, and then the addition of Syrah, which you know, it does add some of that kind of fattiness, I would say. You know, when I think of Syrah, particularly from France, I think of kind of bacon fat, kind of almost. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's probably the cured meat, I guess, is what I'm thinking. But I think you get plenty of that. There's a laundry list of things that you can describe in this, and almost a dryness that approaches bitter. It's not bitter, but it has a dryness.
It's darn close.
Yeah, it's nudging up against it.
And it's that cola.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you first open a cola.
Mm-hmm.
Like right when you take the first sip, right before the carbonation hits.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Yeah.
Wow. It's right on there.
Yeah.
This is so incredibly fruity.
It is.
To have it be such a big structured wine. I just
is
can't get over the fruit in this on a 7/8-year-old
and it's
wine.
And
it
it's
should not
old.
Be, that's what I mean. For a wine of this age,
yeah.
For the fruit to be this bright and just right out of the gate.
Yeah, this is.
Although it is settling down a little bit now, it's getting.
Yeah. It's going to settle down, but this is the beauty of Cousino-Macul. I find that their wines always have this beautiful brightness of acidity that's only going to help this age for God knows how long. We're not going to find out because we're going to drink this and it's going to be gone. But I do believe this would easily have 5 to 10 years. Easily.
No worries. No worries at all.
I would love to do some verticals with their stuff.
Well, you should talk to Carrie about that.
Oh man, absolutely adorable. This to me would be a great wine to kind of introduce people to big wines. You know what I mean? Like this would be, because
the tannins aren't over the top. It would be easy to get into this.
Yeah, there's so many things going on. It's not one big heavy blanket of any one thing. There's so many things popping in and out of this that I think someone kind of, that's not, really into big reds could appreciate. There's so many different elements here they could appreciate that aren't. As a whole, this wine is huge, but I feel like it has lots of chapters, if you will.
Well, the hugeness of this wine is appealing. Sometimes when a wine is this huge, you think it's too young. But that is not the case of this because it's settling down. It's already balanced. Even with the big flavors on the first sip, it's not out of balance.
Right.
Where, like if you get like a huge cab or a huge Bordeaux that's just like young,
Right.
it's just so big right out of the bottle because it's designed to age.
Yeah.
This is like, it has a wonderful finish that brings it all together.
There's so many things I want to say about this one. There really is. I mean, to me, the weight is perfect.
It's perfect.
It's full, but it's not overdone. The tannins are sneaky, but they're also very, very there. It's not that there's any lack thereof, but at the same time, it doesn't define the wine.
Well, normally in a wine of this nature, you're not talking about the tannins as the fourth thing you bring up. Now you've got some good integrated tannins when it's not the first or second thing you bring up about a huge Bordeaux style red.
Sure. Red fruits galore, dark fruits galore. Certainly there's hints that, and I'm sure that this is going to develop into. There's going to be some dried fruits because they're not at the surface, but you can almost detect them down below.
You can. There's a little bit of dried fig, like a vanilla fig, in there. Like when you get those dried mission figs, and you kind of bloom them with a little vanilla all over the boysenberry for some reason. I'm getting that darker blue out of this.
Yeah.
Even though it's not the first thing, but now that I'm starting to, and this is settling nicely, so you can pick up a lot more of it now. So certainly let it breathe a little bit.
There's some very, very way down in spice. It's baking spice for sure. Maybe just a little hint of just way down in there. I'm getting like a little mace. It's just something it's not pronounced, but it's certainly in there.
It's holding it up. It's in the foundation, and things like that are helping you taste the fruit more. God, that's something.
Maybe white pepper.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's peppery flavor, but there's like that spice.
The spice of it. God, this is good.
Yeah, this is the kind of wine that Chris and I love. This is the kind of wine that we gift each other around the holidays, magnums, and boy, I'm glad that we could share this with you today. Cousino-Macul, one of our favorites of all time. I've been serving their wines for years, but I will continue to do so.
Well, they keep proving themselves worthy of it. This is a real treat.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what kind of food you might be putting on this?
Well, I'm going to do a salt and pepper and garlic crusted ribeye on a cast iron skillet.
Nice.
That's what this needs.
Big time.
That's what this needs. Finish it with a little brown butter. Yeah.
Yeah, old school. I like it.
Yeah, that's what this needs.
And that'll make people happy.
I think so.
Yeah, this is almost.
Yeah, I think it will.
This is a wine that you could certainly just eat it. It's got so much going on. It's almost like a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
But it also, because that it is still, all the things we're talking about is still restrained. It's not out of balance. So I think it would be an excellent food wine for many dishes. I think you'd have to be careful with it for sure, but it's still, there's a lot in play for this wine food wise.
Braised lamb, braised pork shank,
Yeah.
Duck for days.
Yeah. With all that fruit. Yeah, big time.
And I think you could get away with a heavy pasta, like a bolognese or something.
Sure.
Something. You get a stewed tomato, not a bright tomato.
Yeah.
Not a fresh tomato, but a stewed tomato and some sausage or a heavier pasta. This could do, especially the cheese. The cheese would love this. You could get away with it.
Yum. Well,
great. This is just great.
We hope that you enjoy these beautiful wines, and when you can, come visit us at the restaurant.
Please.
Like I said, we do these lunch chef's tables that are 3 courses of very fine food that Chef Chris prepares in front of you, and we have wine pairings from wines all around the world. We have our chef's tables, the 7 coursers on Wednesdays and Sunday nights. We have our prefix, which is really catching on. We got more and more people doing the
Really catching on.
5-course
Excuse me.
the 5-course prefix meal, which is 5 wines, 5 dishes of chef's crazy mind. You know, these beautiful dishes that he makes at your table. That's been wildly popular. And wow, what can I say? Our Thursday nights, they continue to roll. And boy,
Lot to choose from.
yeah.
Got great new menus rolling out tomorrow, lunch and dinner.
Oh yeah.
Great specials all weekend long. And of course, you always put beautiful wines on feature with them too. So I mean, there's always something new and exciting to
Yeah,
to
if
choose
y'all are
from.
just wanting to slip into the dining room and have a meal, we always have great specials on the weekends. We have featured cocktails and wines that we don't have on the menu. And gosh, we've been just I can't believe how popular those have been. Really like to see people taking advantage of those
Yes.
those fun little wines and cocktails that are for a short time. Of course, Chef makes so many of these different syrups from things that the farmers are bringing them, and that we make crazy cocktails of these crazy concoctions, and it's really working.
It's a fun collaboration doing that. You know, the farmers love it when they see a lot of their fruits and herbs and vegetables used in things other than just, you know, pie, you know, or something. You know, it's
Yeah.
to see it get to the craft level.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll like do something weird, and then I'll turn it over to Ed and the bar staff, and then they take it to another level. And it's just, I just love seeing that collaboration,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that evolution from the dirt to
Right.
the glass.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just get the
And
biggest,
all-
I get the biggest kick out of it.
All the brains in between,
Yeah.
and that's all the hearts in
The
between.
excitement, you know, and you can
Mhm.
see the look on everyone's face when it's been tested and they're happy with it and they're showing it off. I just love that.
Yeah, that does make me feel good when people are proud of what they're doing. We are certainly proud of what we're doing here, and we hope that you can continue to share these experiences with us, because we're all about the experience, and that's why we keep doing these things. If there's anything else you want us to attempt to do, you know, we're always looking for you know, moments of zen, if you will, food and wine zen. And you
Ever
know,
chasing.
we're always doing different beer and wine events and chocolate events, and we got more of those coming.
More coming, more on
Yep.
on the way.
To all you loyal followers, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share and tell a friend and like and all that good stuff.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yep. Thank y'all very much. We'll catch you next week with 2 more delicious wines, 4 more if you come here at 6 p.m. See ya.
Take care.